Hey, what's up? I'm Courtney, also known as Self-Care Creature, and I work with creative individuals to help you deepen your intuition, raise your self-worth, and spread your awareness so that you can live a truly fulfilled and empowered existence.
Hi, how are you? It's been a while, and I feel like I can barely grasp where the fuck I am at. Personally, this whole month has gone by in a whirlwind. And that just tends to be the way things happen in my life. They just go boom, 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 and I can keep the cadence. I know how to handle life when it's taken a flip of a switch, which is really great, and that's also part of my life path, is feeling like I want to be here and be able to share that and show you how to do that. But I feel like I've been pretty hands-off with business and social media in all of November, and that was not planned at all. And it doesn't feel very great that I'm very much working through acceptance and surrender in that with myself. And I think it's a good spot to just say that I'm very much like in the thick of working through shit. And I think this is a year more than ever that we're all learning how to kind of be able to balance the work-life balance of showing up online and really being able to be authentic. And I'm stoked to feel quite a bit more capable in doing that and being able to show up and be like, hey, I'm in this shit and this is what's going on. We need more of that because social media has had a past of, being the place where you show up perfect online and everything is okay. And how the fuck can I just show up and keep talking about stress management and self-care when I'm very much struggling in that myself? So just to give you a quick rundown to let you know what is going on in my world, I was asked to leave my house that I was living in at the beginning of November. And I was already planning on moving, but probably not until January or so. So this was a little bit of a jolt and a shock. It came as more of a shock because I was told by my landlord, as I said, very much still processing it. Basically, I was told that I am somebody that I'm not, that I don't believe myself to be, and that really hurt me and concerned me, and I wanted to have a conversation about it, with which I was greeted openly and understandably. But then I was told, actually, no conversation, you need to leave. And that's really sent me for a tailspin. I'm very much still reeling in that and working through that. Because that's a hard thing to face when somebody tells you that you are being a way that you do not believe is true. Whoa, like that's a place to check yourself, to really be able to check yourself and see where you're coming from. So working through and in all of that, and being the way that I am, and that, as you can imagine, with how that. As I'm still working through that and how unsettled that had me feel, I was like, I need to leave right now. I need to get out of this place because I was asked to leave by the beginning of January, by January 1st. But, given the holiday season and everything else going on, I also didn't have a lot of other options. So anyway, I just hurried my ass up and I moved. And I moved to this a week ago now, I guess it was. And so I'm in my new place getting settled, which is bringing up a lot of stuff. This is the first time I've lived alone in 9 years. I live alone. And I have all of my stuff here. Like, everything I own is here in this place. And so it's really fascinating to see what is mine. And then it's also, everything I own is a hand-me-down or an inheritance, particularly from my grandparents who raised me, and my grandpa passed earlier this year. So, and then I also found a bunch of photos from like my parents and things from both my mom and my dad. And so I'm really going through a lot of emotional stuff, and I'm taking the time to be intentional and to actually feel it all as it comes up. And sometimes I open a box and I'm like, oh, this has like a bunch of memorabilia and things in it, and I have to check in with myself. Do I have the capacity to really go through this right now? And last night when it was the end of the day and I'd gone through a bunch of stuff and unpacked, and because I'm the type of person that has to unpack pretty immediately. I can't just like have things in boxes here and there because my skin just crawls and I'm like a little OCD. I'm like, it needs to be organized, or I cannot focus on my work because I love cleaning as a distraction and also just love cleaning. So that has been, I'm in a nesting period, an adjustment period, and that's been big. And that's a big life event. I've learned that through nutritional therapy school and just in general in ways when you support people. When you move, like moving is a really big life event. And that was something that was really hard for me to accept because I've moved a lot, like on average once a year over the last decade. And I've never lived someplace more than a year and a half, and I've been really craving roots and grounding for the last 5 years. And I was kind of hoping that the last 3 places I have lived now, 3 places that I've lived now, I've been hoping that I could just ground down, and it's not happening. So that's okay. Maybe this is the place, and maybe it's not. I'm just trying to be with myself where I'm at. The other thing that also happened this last month is that when I got home from New York in September, I got a part-time job at a construction company, which was really dope. I was a personal assistant and office admin. I've been working that for the last few months, and it's just progressively gotten more stressful and chaotic for myriad reasons. And I decided that for my mental health, I had to quit. And so that was completely unexpected, and I just did that. So that happened the first Monday of November, right the day before Election Day. I found out that I needed to leave my house or move. And then literally the next Monday, I ended up quitting my job and just being like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And then the good news is that the same day I knew of another job that was hiring. So I went and dropped off my resume and cover letter, and I actually got another part-time job already. Which is, that's part of my teachings and this course that I'm creating. And you can also find how to support yourself in the unknown and know your core values and be able to live in your integrity through my Well Self course. That is why that was created. But this is life. Life just flows fast, and sometimes it's just a lot. It's a lot. And then, everything is just stacking here during COVID times. Every little thing just feels more ginormous than it is. So wherever you're at, I invite you to give yourself space and relaxation and rest, and just give yourself permission to be wherever you need to be. Okay? So I was planning on hoping to launch the online movement space this Monday, and shit just didn't happen. But it is still in the works, and I have the free 4-day movement challenge set up so that you can start to get a taste of exactly what it's like to move with me and get excited for those studio doors opening, because they are happening, and it's going to happen before you know it, really soon. All right, well, that's my biggest update for right now. Mostly just coming in to let you know that if you are not feeling okay right now, that is totally fine. And I really want to invite you to slow down and be with yourself in that, to please. That's something that was big for me this month. This last week, I've been very overwhelmed with unpacking and being in this space, being on my own. And I had to just really pause in the middle of my living room and grab myself. And I squeezed my arms, and I was like, hey, it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be overwhelmed, and to really give myself space. I asked myself, how are you feeling? How are you really feeling? And I couldn't find the words at first. And I finally came to the word overwhelm. Overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. There's a lot going on right now. And in being able to recognize that, I can give myself permission to be in that, to be overwhelmed. And with that, I invite you to give yourself permission to be wherever you're at, and to feel wherever you are, to just be in it. Can you support yourself? Can you surrender to that? That's my invitation for you to check in with yourself. I hope that helps. I hope you have a good day. Thanks for being here.